All right. So the first thing again we're going to talk about this. You see my screen, right? Right now.
Of
All right.
course, yes.
And so what I like to start with is I like to start with looking at, everything I can find on your OPGG that we might want to know
hmm
beforehand. And so one of the first things I look at is this here.
hmm
So is this good or bad, essentially?
I mean, it could be better, but I think it's pretty okay.
Yeah, it's not terrible, and that's the thing, especially when you're playing a roaming champion.
hmm
You will usually have a little bit lower CS. What I would say is you generally want to aim for at least 7 per minute every game.
Yeah. That's the goal. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's pretty close, but it could be better. Yeah.
hmm
Okay, and so what I'm gonna do with this information is when we get to the game, we're gonna look at why don't you hit 7 CS per minute, right? Because it's
Of
definitely
course.
possible.
hmm
So we're gonna
Yeah.
look at this and this by extension. So is this good or bad?
I mean, um, I always try to diet, as
As few times per game?
yeah. That's what I all. Wait, sorry. Fuck. Can we get like literally a second break? Just
Yeah,
wait.
sure. While we're having a break, this is really good. But I'm gonna tell them the same thing. Or maybe I'm just gonna skip this. Yeah, we're just gonna skip it. uh, Also, I'm the Zodiac Killer. But, I'm gonna cut this out so nobody's ever gonna find out. Is this good or bad? Is 3 deaths per game good or is it bad?
I mean,
What do you
probably
think?
the fewer is the better,
Hmm.
right? So, could be definitely better,
I
right?
would say it's good, honestly. Yeah, 3 deaths
Okay.
per game is pretty good. If you
Mm-hmm.
can average 3 deaths every game, then you're pretty much where you need to be. And the KD of 4 is really good as well.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Nice.
Boom, boom, boom. So we're gonna again. We don't really have to look maybe too much on that. Like, you don't die very much, so that's not your issue. We're gonna look at this, and then some other things I'm gonna look at is this here. So is this good or bad?
Um, I mean, I kind of do it too much. I mean, in my opinion, I buy too much control wards in like recent games because I kind of always want to have two on my side, just
Yeah,
because I run with the trinket, right? Because I have no way of warding, so having two in my pocket is always like a good idea, I
yeah.
guess.
And I would say this is really good. This is
hmm
really, really good. So
hmm
having, especially as you say, when you have sweeper, having control wards is very good, but only if you use them correctly. And so we're gonna take a look
hmm
at your vision as well, but I think that it looks like it's not that big of an issue. If you look at, for example, one of the games here,
hmm
you place your one green ward, then 5 control wards, and then you kill 3 wards, right?
Yeah, I mean, uh,
Oh,
to be honest, I never bought the red trinket before, just because I was playing more with the unsealed spellbook, and I thought that having
mm.
ward on your side always is like the best idea when you're playing with the spellbook.
Yeah, and you have TP as well, right?
But but since you like fleshed out the Dark Harvest build, I started to go with the red trinket, and it really is working out. But I'm not used to the cooldown because it's so much lower
Mm.
than the normal trinket
Yeah,
that I just sometimes forget to use it. But
yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah. But it's just a habit, I guess.
exactly. I'm getting into it.
And so for builds, I'm pretty sure you have the same page basically.
hmm
You
hmm
have this instead of cheap shot. I'm still not sure if cheap shot or Sidelining picked is the best,
You
but
know what? I used to go cheap shot, and in like fifth game or something, I realized I have like zero on it after the game.
huh.
Like, I have no idea how to like maybe I did something wrong. I don't know. Probably not. But it had like 0 damage output. So I thought that, I don't know, maybe Galio cannot like proc it. I don't know.
I mean, he can prog it, but I'm also leaning towards this might actually be better. But you could probably run the
Okay.
numbers
Yeah.
at some point, so it's not an issue. What I'm looking at though is this
Mm-hmm.
here.
Mm-hmm.
So when you run Dark Harvest build, and I'm starting to think that in general W max is actually better. Now this is not
Oh.
at least for the Dark Harvest, I'm 100% sure that it's the best. So what you basically do is you put 2 points in Q, like 1 and 4 here, and then you
Mm-hmm.
just max W by level 10
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
or level 9, sorry. And
Okay.
and basically what this does is that Q, you don't get like you get half a second off the cooldown for every rank, and the damage doesn't go very much up. W gives you more damage. It also takes
Mm-hmm.
1 second off the cooldown per rank, and on top of that, it gives you more damage reduction. It gives you more magic damage shield, and so just
Mm-hmm.
all around, it's better for fighting other champions. And when you have 2 points in Q early on, it means you can Q auto the back wave, the caster minions, and
Mm-hmm.
so you don't
Yeah.
actually need more
Right.
points.
Right.
And so it's just generally, and I'm starting to do it as well on Aftershock. I think it's generally better to max your W with 2 points in Q. But
Mm-hmm.
again,
Mm-hmm.
uh, it's not the end of the world if you don't do it. But I think it's the optimal path right now. Let's see what we have here. Yeah, that's about what I want to talk about outside the
Mm-hmm.
game. So I think we should
Okay.
try and see if we can move into the replay here.
Yeah.
And so this is from your perspective. So
Yeah.
let's just skip ahead here. So you stand in the bush. That's really good.
Mm-hmm. I usually stand here or just at the like red side.
Like
Sorry.
you stay here.
Yeah, exactly. Or just on the mid lane where the M is on
Yeah,
your, yeah, like those three. Yeah, exactly.
yeah. What I would say is that generally this spot is best, or if you're
Mm-hmm.
starting from here, you want to stay here because this allows you to put a ward here, right?
Yeah, exactly. And 130,
Yeah,
right? Mm-hmm.
120-ish.
Oh, right.
Uh, yeah, 130 the minions meet in the lane, so you don't want to be there at this point. So we're just gonna skip ahead a bit. So here, just scouting is fine.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, so what's happening here? Also, before we go into the full game, I want you to tell me what's your game plan for this game. If you
So
just look at the teams.
I know that according to like your previous videos,
Hmm.
um, Oriana is like the aggressive, Sorry, let's say the word.
This is lane bully.
Aggressive trading, right?
Yeah, yeah.
You have to trade aggressively, and you know how.
Oh,
Uh,
actually,
yeah.
she's not in that bracket. She's actually in the shove and roam bracket.
Oh, sorry, Chauvin Rom. So
Yeah,
I
yeah,
have to like just push the wave, right?
yeah,
But I kind of like wanted to trade with her because you know this elo is like
yeah. If
yeah,
she
people don't.
oversteps,
When she oversteps, and
yeah.
that's exactly what I tried to do, and
Hmm.
I think I kind of overdid it. But my general game plan was to try to push her or trade with her,
Hmm.
and just move to my jungler. But as you will see that it will not work out.
Well, basically, like the thing about Oriana is that she
Mhm.
has a limited mana pool, right? She can't just poke you out of lane if you just
Mhm.
play a little safe and give up a few CS to dodge your Q. And so it's a lane where you can actually, especially once you get like an item or something, you can just
Mhm.
shove her in and just roam uh, really fast. What I would say is like the game plan also entails like the rest of the team. So if I'm
Mhm.
looking at your team, for example, I see a Twitch Lulu, sorry, Twitch Yumi, and what that tells me is that you can probably win the late game no matter what, right? Because you
Mhm.
also have a tank
Yeah.
and you can peel.
Yeah,
And
this is basically what I should be playing towards, right?
yeah,
The Twitch scaling and roaming to bot.
yeah. So the idea is that their enemy team has to stop these guys from scaling, and you want
Mm-hmm.
to make sure that you counter gank bot lane, right? Top lane is
Mm-hmm.
irrelevant because this guy is never gonna die, right? You can't gank with a Maokai.
Mm-hmm.
So we have to focus on bot lane. And so what's also really important is that how can they accelerate the game, right? How can they end the game early? Well, they can end the game early if, for example, bot gets ahead, or they can end the game early if this Yone just one-shots this guy every time, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So these are some things we wanted to think about. So how can we maybe stop Yone from getting stronger? How can we stop the bot lanes? But the general focus is going to be bot side, right? Because of this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So with that game plan in mind, we are just going to try and shove and roam. That's at least what we want to do, if we can. And so here we start Q versus a range matchup. That's pretty good. And this is fine. Like she goes up, you can hit the minions and her. As long as you
Yeah,
don't.
I figured that in this elo, people in like get into like first three queues, and basically that's the end of the laning phase sometimes. So
Hmm,
I kind of try to cheese it out, but you know, doesn't work every time.
yeah.
But sometimes it does.
So pretty decent. I mean, you could have gotten all the CS there, but still you chunked her quite a bit. So here you go for the ward. Now you could have put it earlier, but it doesn't matter. Now what's probably yeah,
Yeah, and I miss and I miss the CS. Yeah.
and the thing is, it doesn't matter if you put it at 120 or you put it at 2 minutes and 5 because it's still gonna tell you exactly where the enemy jungler is. So
Yeah, but yeah, I totally like try to do that usually, but why I'm trying to always get the longest ward is because sometimes these low elo junglers they just go to their camps that like are clear. Sorry, they go through the camps that are cleared, right? They don't do the jungle efficiently,
yeah,
so I sometimes I catch them with the ward that is like soon to be dead. But
yeah.
yeah, yeah.
The thing about it is that if we play
Mm-hmm.
suboptimally because our enemies might be bad, then
Mm-hmm.
again we just play suboptimally, and so we, for example, in this case, we lose one CS, and now you're down like at
Yeah,
least
yeah.
a level at like she gets level ups before you, and that's really bad, especially in a matchup like this.
Mm-hmm.
And so we want to like because if he's pathing really badly, what that just means is he's going to be so under leveled that it's not going to be a problem anyways.
Yeah, yeah.
Also, their
Right.
jungler, how like it's a Yone, right?
Mm-hmm.
And
I kind
so
of don't know what the pathing is, but I guess
no, he's kind of
just
new as well.
yeah.
And so we run up here. So we got the ward on him here.
Well, she died during the jungle.
Oh, yeah, that's unfortunate.
Yeah, kind of.
So here we know where Yone is, so we don't need to be scared of her, right? We can take those two minions here without using our Q, because now you're in trouble, right? Now you have to melee the caster minions.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm. I'm kind of trying to be on the edge here, so Yona would be interested. Like, you
Yeah.
know I have to like buy time for our jungler to like get back on track. So
Mm.
if he is in the bush, I'm kind of playing on the like I don't know how to describe it, but
That's
at
fine.
least I try to yeah.
I mean, the thing about Yone is that he can't really gank you, right? Because he doesn't have a gap
Mm-hmm,
closer. And so you don't need to be scared at all right now. You have full HP, you have two potions. What's important here is that you just take all the CS you can get, and if she pokes you, look at her mana bar, right? She's already
mm-hmm,
almost half mana, so if she wants to kill you through these two potions, like there's no way, right? So you don't
mm-hmm,
actually have to be scared right now, as long as you play on this side here, right? You just stand here, because you know Yone is bot side. So
mm-hmm.
you just want to be standing around here, and if she tries to harass you, well, you can just push her in and go get your magic damage shield back up again,
Mm-hmm.
right? And so here, if you wait for level 4, you can get 2 points in Q, and then you can just Q auto this entire wave here. That's
Mm-hmm.
also important to
Mm-hmm.
know. But yeah, right now again we don't have anything to be scared of. And so she overextends, but Yon, yeah, he can't gank you at all.
Yeah, I figured he might be finished with Crab, and he might have gone recall or something, but yeah,
And
he
again
was
here,
still there.
you don't need to be this far back because look at her mana bar. She has 200
Hmm.
mana. And so there's no way she kills you through 2 potions, right? So we can go for this minion here, right? We just attack this one here, and then you kill
Hmm.
it passive. Because
Well,
Jonas, huh?
yeah, I was kind of afraid of the Yone because you know sometimes they just sit in the bush.
Yeah, yeah. But again, look at her mana bar, right? Even if Yon comes, she can't kill you because
Yeah, yeah.
she has no mana.
I kind of didn't see that at all during the.
And it's an important thing to look at when you are in lane versus the mages. You know, in
Hmm.
the entire if you look at my matchup video with the shove and roam, pretty much all of these
Yeah.
mages have the same problem: is that they want to poke you and then they run out of mana, and now you could just push her in. Like you don't have to be scared. So right now you can just push, and
Hmm.
she has to use her Q to last it on the tower until she runs out of mana. She has no mana pots. She has nothing, right?
Hmm.
So you're forcing her to back and teleport back to lane. Also, if you're scared of Yone, you could place a ward here, I think.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um,
I think I might just do that after the wave.
yeah, and again, we don't have to be scared of her at all. We can just take those 2 minions. And see, we actually lose a minion here for no reason, right? Because
Yeah, yeah.
we have nothing to fear right now.
I'm still not going for the ward, but I guess maybe now.
So the last wave was a cannon wave. No, sorry, it was a normal wave. And this is a normal wave as well, right?
Hmm.
And so the next wave is going to be a cannon wave. And so what you could do here is you could queue this wave here, right, and push it, and you don't care about your HP, and then you just recall immediately. Because if you do that, there's going to be a cannon wave here, so she can't push it
Hmm.
fast enough, and you get
Hmm.
1100 gold, so you can get the merc threats if you want to be safe in this lane,
Hmm.
right? You could also, just try and burn out of mana. You get them. Like that was so quick, right? You push this wave so
Hmm.
quickly, and then she pokes you, and she does basically nothing. And so there you could just push it, recall, and she would be forced to try and push or just recall herself, right?
Hmm.
And you would be safe. So that's one thing you could do. So she actually stays here, and then she has no mana, right? So there's no way she can kill you. And you seem to know this because you're not scared of her right now, right? And she doesn't actually try to do anything. That's really good. Walk up to the cannon and then last hit with Q while harassing her. And so here, um, you could roam here.
Hmm.
Now I'm wondering, yeah, you can run here. I would maybe have
Yeah, I see
backed
them
here.
low mana, and that maybe
Yeah,
that's the small window, but they don't come up, and I'm pinging, and they just like I don't know. I don't know if it
you
works
can
out
actually
or.
you can get them. That's pretty okay. Now the problem here
Yeah,
is that now
yeah. Hmm.
she's gonna push mid lane, and so you have to run back to mid, or you have to give up a wave. And I think what you actually do is you just take a wave, which is, I guess, it's fine. But one problem with that is that what's our game plan this game? It's this guy, right?
Yeah.
So we
Hmm.
can't really leech XP down here, okay? And you realize that, so you back off. And so you
Yeah, and
lost
that's
one
huge
wave,
tempo loss. Huge tempo
and this
loss.
is even
Whole wave.
worse because you are
Yeah.
stopped. And so one wave lost for what you gotta kill. I mean, it's not the end of the world, right? It really
Yeah, I
isn't.
was kind of tilted at that point, and I lose the time in the shop right now.
Yeah, yeah. This is
Yeah, yeah,
a good idea would be to make an item set.
yeah, exactly.
And so here I would maybe go boots, like just tier 1 boots because you're against Oriana. And use E to get back to lane, right? You can just E here because
Yeah,
You can actually
Um,
E twice. If you E in the beginning and then you E again with the first tower here, and you will actually have it. Top is doing okay. You're doing okay. And what do? We shove in and we roll. Now for her, right now, look how little damage she actually does to you, right? We can't catch her
yeah,
with
she just
Space Rush.
proced. Yeah.
Yeah. And so we go out here in Rome. So this pink here, what does it tell you about the game?
Sorry, the pink,
Yeah,
the
so what does it show you on the map? Like if you're standing here in mid lane, right? You're here,
uh-huh.
and you have a pink here. How much information do you actually get?
I mean, it's I kind of put it so she wouldn't know in the future that I'm trying to roam.
Hmm. Um, that's one way to do it. What I would say is
Hmm.
maybe it does because gank wise it doesn't tell you anything.
Hmm.
This ward here tells you a lot more because if he wants to gank mid, he has to pass this ward. If he goes bot lane, he has to pass this ward. This here
Yeah,
only tells you if he's in here,
mhm.
and you can
And
use
this probably
sweeper.
works. Yeah,
Um,
yeah, with Super, exactly.
you can use sweeper to clear ward here and here, so she will always like be out of. She can't ward you out in that sense. So the pinks generally you can put it here if she's like aggressively warding, but right now you had the sweeper and you knew there was no ward, so it's much better to maybe put it like let's just remove all this shit. It's much better to put it like here
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
or here,
Okay.
or even if you have the time, you could put it here or here. But that depends
Okay.
how much time you have per mid lane, right? This in here,
Okay. Would you say
huh?
that this the last pink ward that you put
This one here.
near the bot lane? Yeah, yeah. Do you think how efficient it is? Like, do I put it like in the early game, even if I have when I have time in the
Yeah,
early
yeah,
game?
you,
Like,
you do. If you can,
okay.
you can, like, because the thing about this ward is that if you put it here, like on the edge, what
Mm-hmm.
it tells you is that it tells you if somebody is going bot lane, right? It tells
Oh,
you
right.
it tells you if
Okay.
somebody is on red buff, it tells you if somebody's pathing up here. Like this entire choke point here is basically, given to you,
Just
right?
at the edge, right? Just at the edge,
Yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah.
okay, okay.
And so it's really good. Now the other good one would be this one here. That's also
Mm-hmm.
really good. But if you have
Mm-hmm.
the time, this one tells you so much because you actually know if he's on Crocs, you know if he's going for Raptors or coming from Raptors. So you know basically the entire bot side jungle, except if he does like this here. But if he does
Mm-hmm.
that, well, I mean, that's why we usually have pink wards in these bushes as well. But you can't control your team. So,
Yeah.
anyways, so I would recommend if you have the time, you can go for it. Also because people don't check this bush ever. So you can have this
Okay.
ward there for like 5-10 minutes or something. It's actually hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, we just sweep, and it's pretty good. So you know they don't have any vision towards bot lane. So we want to use that, right? So what do? We go into mid here. We need to because we don't really like she has face rush, right? We don't really kill her, and we don't know where Yone is. So the best thing you could do really is just queue the wave and run bot lane, right? And again, her rest doesn't really do much. And also, she does have Lost Chapter, right? So you can't run her out of mana. This means you
Mm-hmm.
don't want to spend too much time in mid lane. She
Mm-hmm.
only has one trade combo every 10 seconds or 6 seconds or whatever, depending on how much she uses, right? So you can clear the wave and you're gonna take, what's 100 damage, 150 damage, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you clear the wave, take 150 damage, you run down. Now you can do that quite a bit actually. And if there's a plant down there, that's how you like maximize your time because the more you stay in mids, the more time she's gonna deal 150 damage to you. Oh, and we get this here, and that was pretty good. So she just overextended,
Mm-hmm.
and you got her with that. So she's dead now. Does she have TP? So you gotta be really careful when there's no minions there. But it seems like Yon doesn't really.
And yeah, well.
Yeah, this doesn't work very well, right?
Yeah, yeah. I kind of wanted to do that before he went back, but I figured okay, let's just do it,
Yeah, that's
and
fair.
failed. Yeah.
The problem is that now you're in a tough spot where you lose this cannon, right? Instead of just pushing you could push the wave and then look for bot lane with, your ult, right?
Yeah.
So
But now I have like nothing to maximize my presence
yeah, and also you're
on the.
back on a normal wave, so you're gonna lose an entire wave, right? Because you can just push it in.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's the second wave I'm missing.
Exactly. And so you're actually kind of missed a lot of CS here from the roam and
Yeah.
from the Yone ganks here. So what I would say here actually is
Mm-hmm.
when you get the kill on her here, right? You get the kill, you're pretty low and you don't have that many minions. So I would
I
just
should be
say
going
recall.
back.
Just recall here.
Mm-hmm.
Because she has TP. We knew that, at least if we'd been paying attention, right? And so here, there's only one minion, right? And if Yone comes here, which he does, then we're kind of
Yeah, I
screwed.
kind of wanted to cheese the passive, but.
Yeah, well, it's
Yeah.
whatever. So, but the game's not over, right? Because you
Mm-hmm.
actually have a fed jungler, and your bot lane is kind of behind. So that's the issue we are talking about. Now you don't have ult now, which means you have to gank them somehow, some other way, right? So we just skip ahead. We clear this wave, and so again, they're trying to go mid here, so we can just chill. But what we really want to do is push this wave, so we don't have to stay in mid. Because right now you're very scared of her. Also, like you're scared of her harassing you,
Mm-hmm.
which means that you spend a lot of time running around here, and then every time you see us, she has to harass you. You spend too much time around your minions instead of just shove and then roaming somewhere. And so
Mm-hmm.
here
I
you,
could be getting the vision
yeah, you
during
could be getting
the.
a vision. You could be
Yeah.
doing a lot of things, right? And now here, you engaged on her without your Q, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that didn't work out. And so now the wave is pushed, and they're fucked. Uh, so here you're a little bit too close, I would say, and she recognizes that, but she fucks it up, so it doesn't matter. And the bot lane actually does well. We force the flash. We get the Dark Harvest stack, and they get destroyed, so there's nothing there. Yeah, it's a bit unfortunate, but it's whatever.
Yeah, they left their lane when it was pushing. So.
Yeah, the jungle is doing pretty well. So again, all we want to do, again, we don't want to auto this one, because you can just E
Mm-hmm.
backwards towards your minions.
Okay. Okay.
So actually, what you want to do here, the best combo is you do just like you do here, right? You Q every single minion,
Mm-hmm.
right? And then you auto these guys, and then you
Mm-hmm.
E towards them. And so you're
Mm-hmm.
gonna kill
Okay.
pretty much all of them, and then one more auto would get the last one.
Okay.
It's quicker at least.
Yeah, and I miss the CS.
And so here we're half HP. Orianna has been missing for a while. When you go here, you know she's gonna be here as well. And so you're not gonna get this plate, right? Yeah, and you also see this guy. uh, well,
Yeah, I kind of wanted to waste his time with this
yeah,
recall. I didn't want to recall.
but he's kind of doing weird stuff right now. And so right now there's a wave mid. So always before we go and get vision, we could place a pink here. That would be pretty good.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
This is very risky because she's just gonna push the wave and you're gonna lose another wave to tower right now.
Yeah. Shenanigans.
And it ends up costing you a flash, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
And so that's the danger of the most important thing is that you always take care of your wave first, right? Take care of your minion wave, and then you can go have fun somewhere else, right? You gotta
Mm-hmm.
do your homework before you get to play, you know?
Right.
Let's see. How do we do this? So we just chill here. We try to push this wave. Close.
Oh, yikes.
So they are gonna do that, and she fucks it up. So you have ult now. So if she oversteps here, you can just one-shot her, right? She has pretty low HP.
Mm-hmm.
So that's maybe she used a pot, but whatever. Again, what I would do here is I would just quickly push this and then go bot lane. Because your bot
Mm-hmm.
is about to lose their tower and you want to get them fed, right? They have both ults. So if you can do that, that would be really good. And that's fine. Just run away. Now, we could recall here. I would maybe go bot lane, honestly. Even if I'm pretty low.
Well, I'm not panning to the side, so I don't know how much HP I have. I'm probably full though, right?
Oh, no, you don't have full HP right now.
I mean,
Oh, yeah, yeah.
the enemy bot lane, so probably
Yeah,
that's why I didn't go.
yeah, probably.
I'm just trying not to lose too much here. I'm just trying to buy time for the top lane
Mm,
because they are pushing, so
yeah.
she doesn't get attracted.
And so she's roaming now, so you can't really save these guys, right? And you realize that, so you can just push mid lane, right? Yeah. So that's the best play here, is just pushing mid, because she's not here. Yes, and you attack the right guys. Yeah, that's exactly the combo. Now you maxed Q, so you can actually one-shot casters now. But I would max W, so I would still have to use my E. Here is a good back. She's probably still going to be able to push because the next wave is going to be a... Yes, that was really good. And so the only issue here, that was really good.
Mm-hmm.
Because I would be scared of hitting the wall here, you know.
Yeah, that's the hitbox of the E. It's
But
weird. I kind of prayed it doesn't happen.
yeah, and so the only problem here is you auto before you Q, because now she can actually flash. You know, she's not taunted anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So it's much faster, and you know you get her in the taunt if you use Q auto. But that's basically
Mm-hmm.
the only thing. It works out for you.
I probably wouldn't have to auto at the end if I.
Exactly, you would be a lot
Yeah.
smoother. And so you just push the wave, and we could just E backwards there. We would get everything. What's this guy doing? He's gonna ult, right? No. Okay, so right now you're doing pretty well. Like your CS has taken a bit of a hit, but it's actually not too bad. And so you get your first item. And we have pink, so it's no issue. Yes. So we want to be pressing tab now, right? What do we want to do to win the game? Because we have to always think about how do we win the game.
Mm-hmm.
So right now, again, your goal is to outscale them somehow, right? You gotta get your bot lane to be strong. And so I would still play bot side here. I really want to... Oh. Oh, that's
Yep.
unlucky.
Very unlucky.
Yeah. I mean, there... Oh.
Yeah, and it kind of goes from there.
Twitch, maybe. He ulted, but he's not really autoing much. Huh. That's unfortunate.
Yeah, at this point, I kind of, I was thinking about how I have to get Twitch fed. And at this point, I thought that it's probably not going to work out too. So
But if Twitch does not get fed, how do you win this game? That's the issue.
by sidelining right now, I think.
Yeah, I mean, but there's if you look at the enemy team, they have to die at some point, right? You have to kill
Mm-hmm.
them before you can take their nexus. Now, Maokai is not going to kill anyone. Now,
Mm-hmm.
you can probably kill maybe one or two of the squishies in a fight if you play it right. And
Mm-hmm.
Lilia, she falls off pretty hard, so but maybe she kills one person, right? Okay, so there's two people
Mm-hmm.
left on the enemy team. How are you going to kill them, right? So you need the Twitch to be strong. So there's really only one game plan is getting this Twitch ahead, but you're correct in that you have to sideline right now because Twitch needs to get CS.
And Maokai is finessing me right now because.
Wait, what is he doing? You just told him
Yeah.
to go bot.
Yeah.
Huh. Well, now you have to go bot. Yeah, I don't know if you could maybe have ulted that. I didn't pay attention. But it's a good thing when you at least you play him more, is that constantly just look at other places on the map. Like when you're running through the jungle here, you don't really need to look on yourself. You can look on Twitch, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because right now, what's happening mid? We have to look. Is he getting dived? Right.
Yeah, I'm still not used to panning my
So this
camera too
guy,
much.
this guy can't kill you, right? Yeah, he can't kill you. But yeah, it's just a habit panning your camera. Uh, Again, so here we could look at Twitch, see what happens in there, and you also do that. But it's better to just click on the map, in my experience. So he gets a big shutdown here. Again, the game plan is working, right? We're getting the Twitch. We just play around him. Again, we want to not waste time here, so we want to take the wave in bot lane, right? Because that's free. There's nobody to contest it.
Well, I kind of wanted to. Yeah.
But the thing is, always take care of the wave first, right? It's
Mm-hmm,
always important
mm-hmm.
because this wave is dead and the ward was not going anywhere, you know?
I kind of don't know what to do in these weird moments when I pass pink ward in the middle of a river and I'm going for the wave. I don't know what to do, honestly. I don't know if I should be clearing the pink ward because it's gonna tell them so much and it's gonna probably be there for another 2-3 minutes
Yeah.
if I personally don't uh,
The thing
destroy it. So
is,
I don't know.
the thing is, there's no dragon right now, so it doesn't really tell them anything. And you see it if there's a wave, but you go clear the wave first and you clear the pink afterwards.
Okay.
Because as long as you know there's a ward there, I mean, it's not going to tell them more than well he went to clear the ward, like.
Yeah.
So the most important thing
I thought.
is
Yeah. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
the most important thing is waves, right? XP, CS, all that stuff. And so right now we can push it one more, right? One more, and then we have to back and help our team because they're getting here, and you also do that. Twitch does end up dying here. Again, if we maybe had pushed the wave early instead of the pink, we would be quickly pushing it recall, and then maybe we could have ulted him. Maybe, right?
Yeah. Yeah. That's probably the 5 seconds that matter here.
Yeah, exactly. So the pink doesn't really matter, right? Because we're not going to be going to Drake anyways when there's no Drake. Um, so now let's see what's going on here. We're just chilling. We focus the CS here. Now Maokai does go in for some reason. Yes, that's good. Maybe,
And he left.
and he left, yeah. And so it was really good, but I feel like you could have gotten. Yeah, it's true. You did the perfect thing. They just flashed. Yeah, that was really good. Like you got 2 flashes and almost a kill, right? Got your
Mm-hmm.
Dark Harvest stack. So again, if you see those opportunities, it's good that you flash on them because that gave you so much. Now their bot lane has no flash and your Twitch has ult, right? So here,
Yeah, and I'm expecting Oriana here.
yeah, but she isn't really killing us right now. Right, we can take these CS, and so what do we want now? We want needless, right? We want to back on a needless, so we want a little bit more gold. Now they might be going for the Herald up here. That's one thing here. So you can see your team is around Herald.
Mm-hmm.
So
I'm waiting for the Oriana move, what she's gonna do, because I warded her out. I know she's bot, so I can just ult
yeah, and you can
if
go pick
something
up the mid
happens.
wave here as well. You don't need to, as you can see your team, oh, you almost get it. Okay, that was not terrible. Yeah. And so you can go mid and clear the wave here, right? Or you can go bot. That's right. And so what we would have, because we really want to back on the, oh, you actually get the Magi's, that's fine, that's fine. And we E towards her to get there quicker, right? E gives us a little bit more distance, and our
Mm-hmm.
E would be up again once we were there, so maybe we would be in the XP range for the cannon, you know? Or you already were, but still, maybe you could kill it then. So there are a lot of small things you can do, basically. Okay, we last hit those guys. So what about your blue right now, right? Oh, mid lane, something's happening. So
I
we
thought she may
push.
stay.
Yeah, we push it.
She's mid now. I think I should be going there after the wave, right?
Yeah,
Oh,
you should probably be going in there, but now it's too late, and so now the best thing is to just push bot.
yeah, Twitch is dead. I don't have any way to win the team fight without him.
Yeah, you don't have ults, you don't have anything. You just push bot here because the thing is, you are not gonna stop them because how can you stop them from taking towers here?
Mm-hmm.
There's no
Mm-hmm.
way, right? And we're gonna see what happens here if you actually stop them. You get the Dark Harvest stack, and they get the inhib. But Twitch gets a kill here, so that's pretty good. Maybe if what I would have done is if they were keeping pushing here, I would go behind them probably if
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to join the fight. But basically, you're alone here, right?
Yeah.
So what's the next goal here? Zed is that. Zed is pretty strong, right? So we want to go for the dragon, right? So we ping our team to go Drake. Oh. So we could see on the minimap that he was going that way. So we could actually
Mm-hmm.
maybe have killed him once he came, but let's see here. So right now we can't back right because we need a bit more gold before we back. So we could place a pink. Where's a good pink? In this spot here, where would be a good
Mm-hmm.
pink?
Mm-hmm.
It would be right here, right?
Oh! And you're asking me a
Yeah, yeah,
question.
yeah.
Yeah, probably.
So
Yeah.
right here is a really good one as well. Tells you a
Mm-hmm.
lot about if they go anywhere. There's a wave bot, so you go and pick that up. Or not. You do pick it up. And so Jen is here, but that's really not an issue. I would maybe have queued the back line so you actually get them. Again, just charge the W and you are out. Nothing you can do. She's still pretty safe. Twitch does get the CS here. It's pretty good.
Yeah, I'm looking for any kind of gold now.
Yeah, so how can we generate gold right now?
Yeah, probably I can either stay mid because nobody's mid,
Mm-hmm.
or I can just go top because probably Maokai can go mid. Right.
Yeah, like you could do. I would stay mids because then you can ult bot lane if they gank Twitch.
Mm-hmm. Right.
But what I would really look for here is I would start looking maybe for flanks or like ambushes, because right
Mm-hmm.
now you're kind of behind. So the best way to get back in the game is that use your sweeper to get into a position where they don't expect you. And
Mm-hmm.
then right now you actually have a lot of damage, right? So you can kill a squishy and run rotation right now. This Strand, he's dead if he ever gets to you. The same thing with that guy, right? You can kill this guy easily, right? Like you're not even that fed, and you just 100 to 0 him basically.
Mm-hmm.
Here,
Mm-hmm.
same thing with Brand. So you get the gold here, which is really good. But again, what we want to do is we want to push lanes, and then we want to look for flanks basically. So here, Twitch is looking for something, so we need to be with him, right? So basically, you clear this wave here, and then you want to run up to your team here, right? Because now you have an
Mm-hmm.
advantage. You're 4 versus 5. This is when you need to force the fight. Really important, right? You have an advantage. So they don't know you're here. Now they know you're there. And so what you could actually have done here, and I think what I would
Mm-hmm.
have done is you sweep this, then you just sit in this bush here. You just wait here. Because at some point somebody's going to come and check it. And this brand was actually on his way, right? And you could just insta kill him,
Mm-hmm.
right?
But I was kind of afraid that he lands the combo on me, and
But there was no ward in the bush, right?
Right.
You
Yeah. Okay.
you had the sweeper. So if he was going to go and check it, you would just get the surprise combo on him. And
Mm-hmm.
that's a really good thing. Because that's another free kill, right? And so here, he doesn't have a ward in here probably, right? And so you could be looking for something here. But Anyways, it's probably good to get a back off here. So Brand is looking at it. They're looking for Baron here, so it's important that Maokai has teleport, I think, right? Let's just check again here. Yeah, he has teleport up. So
Mm-hmm.
Maokai needs to go
Mm-hmm.
bot lane. You need to go mid or top, and then Twitch needs to be there as well. Really, really important. Because right now, if they're on Baron, you can't be there. So you have Spellbinder 100 stacks. You're really, really, really strong in team fights, right? So now they're all top lane and your bot, right?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, you keep pushing bot here, but going bot here was not the call, right? Because we knew they
Mm-hmm.
were top side, right?
Yeah, I thought that if they divide themselves, like somebody was mid and all of my team is top,
Mm-hmm.
they can defend it while, they're trying to get something out of it, the enemy team,
Mm-hmm.
while I'm getting their turret, basically. That was the idea, but.
The problem is the Baron here. That's
Mm-hmm.
the only issue
Mm-hmm.
because right now they're out of vision, right? So they are actually looking for something up there. Yeah, they're looking to kill your team. I would run up here behind them and look for a back. Like I would go behind them here, all the way
Mm-hmm.
up here and try and see if I can sandwich them.
Yeah, with Relentless Hunter, probably
Yeah,
that's the
Yona is
idea.
actually bot as well. You can kill him here. Like I would just sit in the bush here. Once he comes in, I would just kill him straight up.
I
That
was
was
kind of, but I
free
was kind of afraid
300
they're
gold, right?
gonna.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, I was kind of afraid they're gonna die here.
Ah, and you get this guy. That's fine. Yeah, and so I probably wouldn't have been bot in the first place, right? We would need to be near there because if we had been there and we were flanking those guys, that would be
Yeah,
so
that
good.
kind of threw the game, I think. Like, I think I could do a lot more in this team fight, and that would be maybe an ace or something.
Yeah, so side laning is important, right? But it's important
Hmm.
to be at the right side lane at the right time. Again, if
Hmm.
you have
I was kind of thinking about just side laning, not the right lane. That's kind of thing I have to note.
yeah, so your ult can only take you one lane. So if you're bot, you can ult
Yeah,
mid, but you can't ult top lane. So if they're all top, you have to be mid, right?
yeah, it has to be the right side lane.
Yes. Because actually, and I think you've done this twice actually, where you've been in a bot lane while everything was happening top or mid, but you weren't, responding basically. So
Hmm.
the side lane is good, but you need to be able to respond quickly. Yeah, and he's dead, right? He has to be, and he should be dead as well, right? I think you can maybe go here. You could go behind them, and you have the Twitch Lulu here. Sorry, Twitch Yumi. Yeah, you go kill these guys.
Yeah,
But it's a
but Twitch is hesitating a lot. Twitch is just going back.
yeah, I mean that's true. I think if you went in, he might have gone in, and while they were up here on blue, now they're too far out, right? But you could have sandwiched them. Yeah,
Yeah,
he
kind of. That's why I went kind of mad because I'm pinging like hell, and he's
yeah,
not reacting.
but you have to go in first. He can't show himself.
Hmm.
That's the
Hmm.
thing.
Hmm.
We just have to trust that he wants the free double kill. If he doesn't, then well, that's not good. So here he doesn't have any vision of you, right? There is a ward right there though. So Twitch is looking for something. He wants this minion. I would just,
I'm kind of ensuring he's not gonna die, but yeah.
yeah. So right now, I mean, you're still there. When you're in the team fights, you're actually doing quite a bit. But the problem is you're not there when you need to be.
Hmm.
And the thing that you do, like you're not there because you're side laning, but you're farming. Like you're not focusing the wave enough, right?
Hmm.
So if you're side laning, you need to prioritize waves more, and when you're side laning, you need to be like sure. So here there's a fight going on, right? Twitch is going for these CS here, so we don't need to go for them. We need to see if we can get this guy here, because if we can catch him, that would be really good, right? We could have gotten Dark Harvest and some more, or maybe still get it. Nah. So you could have gotten
Yeah,
4 stacks and a Dark Harvest, right? That would have been really slick. Oh
yeah,
man.
but we lost the Drake for that, so. And we are
Oh
all
yeah, doing
top.
timers. Yeah.
And we are all top, so that's like very,
Then
very
I would
bad.
take Baron here. I would straight up just take the Baron. Just call
Mm-hmm.
your team because they're all bot lane and sure, but you can burst the Baron pretty easily when he has Blazer and
Mm-hmm.
King, right?
Yeah,
I
that would
believe
be
that.
a lot better.
Because what are you doing right now when they push bot? We're clearing a pink ward,
it's
right?
again, it's again the pink word.
And and
Always when I see it.
and what's Maokai doing, right? And where are you going, right? So
Um, yeah, it's again the same idea that I had before. That when we are destroying the two lanes, they're destroying only one, right?
yes, but you're never gonna get an inhib for an inhib. That's the problem here, and they are going to
Mm-hmm.
suicide if you're not there with ult. So you have to ult this Twitch now, right? You can also collapse. You could get a big shutdown on the Jin here, right?
But I see them like kind of going back. That's why I still go for it. But yeah, that's probably not.
If you had been running bot here, if you've been running through the river, you would be catching this. What's the other one? Orianna?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You'd be catching her and getting a free kill, and Maokai would still be pushing. And so sure, you wouldn't be able to get like one tower here, right? But that was almost dead anyways, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's important, especially when your game plan is Twitch needs to get fed, then we play around this guy, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, and so Maokai is doing bot here. Now this is very risky to dive under tower here. Maokai should probably just... I will just run here because there's no way you kill this guy, and there's another guy
Mm-hmm.
here, right? So we just get the fuck out of here. And I think it's too late now, maybe. Oh no, it's fine. You get out. So it's pretty risky, but it works out. So, oh, let me just skip ahead. So we have like, you're really fed right now, right? You're so strong. So you can
Mm-hmm.
carry the team fights now if you play it right. So here, right, Orianna is far behind, right? Even if you haven't been CSing very well, she's been CSing even worse, right? So it's still really good. Twitch has 2 items, he has a crit cloak. He's gonna hit 3 items and then he can carry the game, right? So all
Mm-hmm.
we have to do now is just what objectives are coming up. Basically, it's only Baron and then Elder in 4 minutes. And then we just need to focus on this, right?
Mm-hmm.
We need to play around Baron. So what I would do, you have 2 pink walls. I would tell my team to follow, right? Ping, assist me, and then run to Baron. Once they're sort of close to you, you go in and you sweep the Baron. So here we run top lane. There was a setup here, right? Yeah, set is here. Big wave up there. Twitch takes that, and when you have these 3 items, I would just let Twitch everything, because you're
Mm-hmm.
not gonna get much stronger anyways.
Mm.
And so
Also, what's the item that should be the next one? I thought that it might be Void Staff because of the set building a lot of magic resist. So I thought, well, let's also do some damage to him while he tries to kill Twitch.
So yeah, the thing is, we always need to think about what's our game plan. Our items should be
Mm-hmm.
based on the game plan. So our game plan is protect the Twitch, right? I
Mm-hmm.
would get Sonya's Hourglass because then I can dive in and just make a lot of space for him, taunt
Mm-hmm.
everyone, do a lot of damage, and I can use Sonya's to just, you know, disappear for a bit, and then Twitch
Yeah,
cleans everything up.
yeah, that's a better idea.
What you could also do, if this Twitch was actually a good player, you could just buy a Knight's Vow, right? A lot of people, they don't actually think very far with their items. If you just buy
Mm-hmm.
Knight's Vow, he's like, you take 12% of the damage that he takes, right?
Okay.
So you
Mm-hmm.
defend him, right? And you and he survives for longer, or
Yeah,
Locket,
and
or
it
anything, right?
works. It works really well with overgrowth, right?
Which one, Locket or?
The overgrowth, I mean the roam,
Oh yeah,
because of
but
the scaling HP.
I guess yeah, sure. But it's more about like thinking about your items. It's like if your game plan is help the Twitch, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's basically what it is here. Then
Yeah.
that's what we're gonna do. And so here we can E backwards because the problem here is if he ults you onto Twitch, right? So you want to E, reverse E. You want to E towards this side. So you
Mm-hmm.
this side, and then boom, you hit him. So he can't ult Twitch. And then you can always flash the other way if you're dead. Let's see what happens here. So you E him normally, Twitch runs, yeah, and it happens, right?
Mm-hmm.
and he completely carries the team fights. So a small thing, but that's just versus set. It's important to make space for your Twitch so he doesn't just get rolled over.
Mm-hmm.
What even happened this team fight? How did you just lose so much? So there's you catch this guy here. You W sadly does not go off, and he dies to Baron. Okay, fine. So let's see what happens here. So it's really important again. All we want to do is make space for this Twitch here. So the reverse E here would be enough. But yeah, okay. So it's just basically an unlucky team fight where you don't get to kill this guy. Twitch is a bit too close. So they get the Baron, right? Yes.
Mm-hmm.
They try and end or something. Do they actually try and end here? Ouch. So here, if we kill them here, right? Nah, there's no Elder. So you flash, and Twitch is not there. That's unlucky. You can win this fight, right? You can definitely win this fight. So
Mm-hmm.
I would
Mm-hmm.
I would run this way around here and just get another big taunt on these two guys. And see, instead they're just allowed to run away, right? If we just always think about how can we flank. We could go behind
Mm-hmm.
them, get it to 3-man taunt, kill everyone, and then go take the inhib maybe, or something like that. Now instead we're kind of stuck here. No, you actually get... Here I would just auto it, right? You just need to go
Mm-hmm.
full ham. But actually Maokai gets the double kill, that's so unlucky. And so you're recalling here, and that is okay. So here I would sell my Doran's Ring and get stopwatch, basically. But
Yeah, stopwatch. I never buy stopwatch for some reason.
I think that I don't buy it that often on Galio unless I'm in a game where I just need to go in and be a nuclear bomb, you know? I just go in and
Mm-hmm.
blast everyone and then I just do that. I think generally speaking you want to move around a lot. You could also go for Morello because the set is actually healing quite a bit. He has Blade Ruin King and Spirit Visage, right? And he has Conquer as well, so he's really tanky with the healing. So now there's one thing in this game right now. One way you win, and that's the Elder, right? This pink here doesn't really tell us too much, right? So we need
Yeah,
to...
I just kind of wanted to use it to nowhere.
But, and that's the thing, then it's maybe better to only have one pink on you at a time, because if you just use it here where it tells you like 0 information, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's not good enough. And so here they're trying to catch her, of course. You ult in to try and save her. It's
Yeah,
sadly not enough.
and that's it.
Yeah, I would probably maybe have let her die. But I feel like another, like a good idea would maybe have been to put the pink like here in this bush up here,
Yeah, yeah,
because then
yeah.
she wouldn't actually die as well. That's just a small thing, right? So let's see, they get
Mm-hmm.
the Elder. Yeah, and now the game's over. Again, the only way you can realistically win is if you get a miracle 5-man taunt and you just blast them with Twitch. It's
Yeah,
possible.
and that's that team fight that maybe you can point something out in what I can do about it.
This one here?
Just yeah, yeah, just see how it goes.
Sure.
Because to be honest, this is very winnable. At least in my opinion, like when I look at things and how I feel Galio with the items I have,
Mm.
like this is really winnable. But
One thing I would recommend you do is you always stand here, like just on a wall, right? You
yeah, to
hover
cancel
the
the
wall.
E.
Yes, you get the quick E. If they go onto here, you can get a quick E here. So
Yeah, and like I don't know, should I just go for a set before he goes onto the Twitch, or do I go for the backline so they don't follow?
Twitch obviously fucks this one up a lot. What I would do here is I would say you E here, and then you want to hit her as well. You want to
Uh huh.
W both of them, because if you do that, right, you might be able to interrupt her
Mhm.
as well.
Mhm.
Because she actually kills him with the W that comes after, you know? If she's
Yeah.
taunted, she
Yeah.
can't do that, and he actually lives. So if you taunt both of them, you create maximum disruption here. but it's over. That's the only thing I would say. Like always try
Hmm.
and go for uh, the big taunts where you hit multiple people.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hmm. All right. So it was technically a pretty good game, but it kind of just fell apart, right?
Yeah. Yeah, but little by little, the tempo loss, the not used opportunities when Oriana didn't have mana, um, and I didn't use the fruit. You said things about going for the roam and utilizing the fruit,
The
its
honey fruit. Yeah.
existence. Yeah, but I didn't do that at all, and I had the opportunities as I've seen. But
Hmm.
yeah, and the right side lane. Yeah, that's the
Yeah.
very important too.
And it's especially important to not spend like versus an Oriana lane where you want to shove and roam. Don't spend too much time in it. Just push, take one harass combo, and run bot lane. Right?
Hmm.
We don't want
Hmm.
to just run around. And so, as you said earlier, it's like it's all about tempo in this game, really, right? Just
Mm.
pushing faster, pushing side lanes faster, knowing where to be, joining your team faster, like, and this game
Hmm.
was definitely very winnable, I think. Uh,
Yeah, and I think it would be really good if you would show how to um, do the full combos on the minions, because
mm,
as far as but correlating it with items, because
yeah.
sometimes with some with few builds that are around the higher elos, I've seen the Zonia with the proto belt,
Mm,
and I don't think it works really well with
no.
clearing minions that way. It's more of a protobot thing, right?
Yeah, the thing is that
So,
they always
mhm,
run Ingenious Hunter, I think. I mean, maybe not always, but a lot of them run Ingenious Hunter, and so
uh-huh,
they can just proto build over and over. Maybe I'm wrong, um,
yeah,
but yeah, they use proto build a lot, and I also do that when I have proto builds, like when I do aftershock builds.
aftershock, yeah,
But I still
hmm,
think that there are more optimal ways of clearing, basically. Um,
hmm,
but yeah, I could definitely run that down at some point. And
yeah.
so, do you have like like basically it's just questions now. So do you have a general idea like of what points we're talking about, right?
Yeah, I think the biggest game changer, I think it would be looking at the Oriana resources, because
Mm,
um, I was just tingling watching how far how much space I'm giving her with how little she has.
yeah,
Like, she had zero mana and I didn't do anything.
yeah.
So yeah, that's definitely the next thing I'm gonna prioritize in my games, to look at the resources. Definitely.
So I'm just gonna write it down really quickly. So look at mana and what
Yeah,
more. So we have correct side lane,
yeah,
and
yeah.
I
And
say
mhm,
basically I say like one lane away from team, which means if your team is in mid, you can go bot or top. If your team is top,
mhm.
you can only be mid because your ult doesn't have global range.
Um, with how you look at mana, you also said something about chapter, the lost chapter, how it actually makes them uh,
They have unlimited mana.
have yeah,
Yeah.
basically. So that changes. So I just have to ignore them in the lane, basically. That's very useful too. I didn't really look at it before. The fruit, yeah, the fruit. I have to time the fruits, man. I have to time the fruits. I feel like sometimes I just push the guy. I have like half HP. I put the ward and I just sit there. And I just could go for the fruit. I have to remember the fruit.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Uh,
I think that's those are the biggest things. Yeah, and
yeah.
flank more. Yeah, the flanks with the team fights. I kind of, to be honest, this game made me I wanted to be a lot more aggressive, but I didn't know if I have to peel for the Twitch or just like you said it before, be the nuclear bomb. Because
Yeah,
with this much AP, I might actually like do half of their like
yeah,
whole HP, right? But also he dies in like one hit, and
yeah.
I don't know, man.
So
It's
basically, what's in this case, like one of the best ways to quote unquote peel for your Twitch is to just
mm-hmm,
create as much space as possible. So you just
mm-hmm,
run in and get a 3-4 man taunt, and you do as much damage as you can, and then you press Sonya's. And then Twitch can just ult and clean up as much as he can. And sure, Seb might be onto him, but then like Twitch has a Yumi, he has his entire team. If you look at the game, actually, he only really died to Set when there were other people, except that one time where Set just popped off,
mm-hmm.
and then threw you onto him basically. And
Yeah,
so
that's right.
so it's not like when you join the team, it's really important to just flank around them, right? Here
Mm-hmm,
they're in mid lane. We just use our pink ward or sweeper. We run all the way up here, right? We run all the way up back here and get a sandwich on them. Really, really effective. Uh, so you can see it here as well. If they're up here and you're down here, well, you just go mid, clear this wave, and then you go up here, and then your team goes in, and you go in, and you get a 3-man taunt, and the fight is over,
mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah, and Relentless Hunter really helps with that.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah,
And ward
kind of
walking.
had yeah, I had to utilize it, and I kind of didn't. So that's the next thing too.
Yeah. And so I think that's basically it. And another
Mm-hmm.
thing I would say is that uh, being more aggressive once you get needless spellbinders. So basically, there were some times where you were kind of scared to go in, but when you have like
Mm-hmm.
needless or spellbinder, you have ignite up, you can just one-shot people. Like it's basically just about playing the champion, knowing the limits, but you have a lot of damage. And so there
Mm-hmm.
were times, for example, here in the bot lane, right, where your team was fighting up here, so you probably shouldn't have been bot lane, but Yon was coming here. He was running towards the bush that was not warded. You could easily pick up 300 gold, maybe even had a shutdown,
Mm-hmm.
right? And then you could
Yeah.
recall and go fight a 4v5, right?
Mm-hmm.
Still. Because I mean, at this point, the fight up here was dragging out for so long that if you were there or not, you know, that wasn't going to make or break it. They'd been fighting for so long.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But yeah, I think that is going to be it.
Mm-hmm.
And so
Mm-hmm.
I would maybe order them in terms of importance, and I would say that this is more maybe the most important one because this
Yeah.
means how much CS and how much XP you actually get in lane.
Yeah. How the early game goes, basically, right? Because
Yeah,
if that mana, if I use these opportunities that Oriana gave me, I would be like, it would be a different game.
yeah, and I would say something like this, right? Most important, and the next important thing is to when you're this strong, you need to get to their team, right? You need to flank around them somehow,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
and then correct side lane. Again, this is if you're side laning correctly. I think maybe actually you need to switch these because if you're side laning correctly, like if you're here while your team is fighting up here, then you have much easier time to flank, right?
Mm-hmm.
Pink was really important, but just not as important as the other ones. Quickly shove and roam. Don't spend too much time in mids against the mage. Just shove it and roam bot, right? And the last one
Mm-hmm.
is be more aggressive. But again, that's a small thing, basically. Just know the champion's limits, how much damage you can do, and just go in. So
Mm-hmm.
that's about it,
Yeah,
Julian.
and the Yona is the new champion too. I kind of have no idea how it
Yeah,
works.
that's true.
If he's powerful or not. Like it's Yasuo, but it's worse, but it's better. I don't know.
Yeah, he's busted. Just But anyways, do you have any questions? Like, because now's the time to ask, basically.
um.
Anything.
Hmm. Well, besides the how to always um kill the minions most efficiently,
Mhm.
that's the biggest thing I want to like get to know because it always depends on the items and it always is like this. Do you remember that with this item and on this level you can
Mm.
do it like with the one swoosh, right? And it's kind of like knowledge thing and it's kind of like the feel thing. I don't know.
I'm gonna just give you a quick rundown. So
Mm-hmm.
you can always watch the video later if you need it. So level 4, right?
Mm-hmm.
Q passive kills the backline.
Mm-hmm.
right? If you start Doran's Ring, but you will generally always start Doran's Ring.
Yeah, and the Q has to like swirl for a second,
Yeah,
right? To clear
it's
it easily with the passive.
yeah. So it's just Q
Mm-hmm.
passive and it just kills those guys. That's level 4. So generally speaking, once you get like level 7 plus, I think, or actually I think once you get Needless, yeah. So once you get Need, I'm not gonna spell that out, 60 AP from the item, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Then you need to, uh, then you need to do QE on the backline. So QE will kill these guys. And so
Mm-hmm.
the best way to do it is to do Q through wave, then you passive
Mm-hmm.
these guys, then you E this way, so you kill the backline and you hit these guys, and then you have like one auto for each of these guys, and they're dead pretty much. At least that's what I
Mm-hmm.
remember. Once you get
Okay. Okay.
once you get a bit more AP, then it becomes pretty easy. Like I think once you get maybe a Spellbinder and 3 to 4 points in Q, maybe you need a Spellbinder and Needless or something. You just start one-shotting
Mm-hmm.
casters, and so basically you just group them up right in a big thing, and you just do Q passive. But those are
Mm-hmm.
the spikes. Like level 4, you Q auto the back caster minions. Once you get Needless, you Q, then you auto the fronts, E, and then you auto, and it's gone.
Yeah. Needless. Right. Okay.
And
Okay.
and once
Okay.
you
That's.
realize
Mm-hmm.
you can one shot the backline here, you can just drag them into a big bunch and just Q passive.
Mm-hmm.
That's how you clear it most of the time. And again,
Yeah.
if when you have like low HP minions, just E towards the tower, right? Then you hit all 3 of them, and you get like you're still safe. You don't overextend, you know.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So that's what I would say.
Okay. Yeah, that clears things up. Okay.
So level 4, Q passive, needless, Q passive the melee minions, and then E towards them, and then once you one-shot casters, just Q passive. Right.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Is there anything else you want to know about? Some questions?
Um. Well, I think that's it because I kind of wondered about the Galio builds,
Hmm.
but it's just Dark Harvest, Aftershock, and probably
You can still just do
unsealed
both,
with
yeah.
the yeah, and probably unsealed with the weirder matchups or like higher elo. But yeah, that's pretty clear. Yeah, and the W max, I have to check that
Yeah.
out. That sounds really good with the bottom ganks. Like I usually get them both, or if I don't get them both, they at least do double flash. So if I get them with the max W, that's gonna be the big one. That's
Uh,
probably gonna carry me because bot lane, it's usually the bot lane that makes the games in low elo.
yeah. And so basically, I just wanted to give you a quick rundown here. It's
Mm-hmm.
Q. This is a range matchup like Airy, right? But generally speaking, you want to get the 3 abilities here in whatever order. Sometimes you start E, sometimes you start Q, whatever. But level 4, you
Mm-hmm.
put Q, and then you max W. And I think it's
Mm-hmm.
generally just better than Q max in literally all situations. I'm fairly sure I did it here as well. Yeah, I do it here as well. So
Mm-hmm. And why are you going Nimbus when going with Dark Harvest and Transcendence when Aftershock? I
uh,
do that too because that just feels better with the Aftershock build because that's more CDR stacked on like on top of the other. But
yeah,
um,
I mean it's basically habits, but I have it's habit because I used to do Transcendence a lot. I did not like Nimbus Cloak very much because I thought
mhm,
that Spellbinder is it's generally just a better version basically. But
mhm,
I have kind of warmed up to this, so I'm probably gonna change back to going
to
actually
Nimbus.
Nimbus Waterwalking on this one as well.
Mhm,
Simply
mhm,
because I really like early game being able to flash and have Nimbus Cloak. It's actually so good.
mhm,
But yeah, I think that basically when I run this build, it's usually in lanes where you have to play a bit more for your team, right? Or if you have to fight them early. But still, basically, I build a I guess a tankier version, and so I want to have more ults But
Mm-hmm.
I think still Nimbus Cloak is actually better because I've just gotten used to it with the Dark Harvest builds. I'm probably gonna change to Nimbus Water Walking on this one
Yeah,
as
the
well.
little boost with the ignite
Yeah, the Flash, it's really good.
ignite flash. Yeah, that's yeah.
So
Mm-hmm. And who are you banning? What are your bans?
Yasuo, always Yasuo.
Seriously, I always ban Olaf. I just can't imagine a game with Olaf.
I don't think that you should be banning champions that are not on your lane. That's my
Okay.
thing. Because if you ban Olaf, then
Mm-hmm.
you might be up against a Cassiopeia, you might be up against a Yasuo, and you might become useless because those champions are really difficult to deal with.
Mm-hmm.
And so you have a problem, right? Because Olaf, sure, he might kill you because you can't taunt him and whatever, but he falls off pretty hard, right? And I
Mm-hmm.
don't think the champ is like broken or anything. Um,
Yeah, because I'm kind of looking for a ban in
yeah,
my lower elo games. So maybe not Yasuo because Yasuos are pretty bad in low
yeah, yeah.
elo.
Um,
But
Kassadin
hmm,
or Cassiopeia, maybe I would recommend.
hmm,
I don't know how you feel about Kassadin. I generally just dislike him. Cassiopeia can be a problem. I would also say, like, if you just meet something like Yon as well, if you don't like this guy, you can
hmm,
just ban him. Um, but yeah, it's really up to what you meet. But I would recommend Yasuo, Cassiopeia, or Kassadin, depending on what you prefer.
hmm, hmm,
I think Yon might be a close second because the champion's just busted. Like, but people just don't know how to play it yet.
hmm.
So yeah.
Yeah, okay. I think that's it.
All right. Well,
Yeah.
I'm gonna send you this, by the way, so you can look at it.
Yeah, of
Uh,
course. I have my little notes here too.
yeah, okay. And then yeah, I'll see you around.
Yeah. Thank you very much, man. Appreciate it.
Yeah, you're welcome.